Hello, I'm Julie Williams, Registered Migration Agent with Migration Down Under, and I'm here to talk to you about the Temporary Skilled Visa, the 457. It's been in the news quite a lot, especially since the Prime Minister got up on the 18th of April 2017 and announced quite major changes to the program. At first, everyone was quite concerned as far as thinking that the 457 visa program has been abolished, but far from it. It still exists and it will continue to exist from March 2018. However, it will just be referred to as a temporary transition stream rather than the 457 visa. The 457 visa has been around to fill a skill shortage within the labour market in Australia. And it's always been there as a temporary measure. However, there's been opportunities for people to transition through to permanent residency. Unfortunately, that is now no longer guaranteed, the permanent residency pathway, but it's still not impossible. In regards to the 457 changes from April this year, the main changes have been that there have been two different lists derived out of what was initially the one list. There's the short-term skilled list and the medium to long-term skilled shortage list. The main difference is that one will allow you a 2-year visa, the other a 4-year. One will allow you to transition through to permanent residency after a certain period of time, the other one will not. However, it doesn't mean that there is no other options for you to apply for permanent residency, because there are. The other thing is that the occupation list, whilst it used to be just updated once a year, it's now updated a lot more regularly, every 6 months in fact, and it's due to be updated again from January 2018. And this is done with the consultation of the Department of Employment and key stakeholders as far as what they feel that there is, where the occupation shortage is, or perhaps the occupation shortage no longer exists. So whilst some occupations may be moved around from short-term list to medium long-term list, or others removed altogether, some could also be added. And that's what's going to happen again in January 2018. If you ever want to see what could be red flagged as far as occupations being removed, you can go and visit the website of the Department of Employment. But look, it's not all doom and gloom. There is good news. Good news for those of you who are current 457 holders. More particular, you were 457 holders prior to the 18th of April changes, or you may have applied for a 457 visa prior to the 18th of April, and then went through to be granted after the 18th of April. There's going to be a transition period for those people. There's going to be a grandfathering clause for all people that held or applied for a 457 prior to the 18th of April 2017. That means from March, when there are changes to permanent residency eligibility, you will not be included in those changes and will be able to continue to apply for permanent residence through the current legislative arrangements. That is, you can apply after you've been working for one employer in the same occupation whilst on a 457 for 2 years. You can apply if you're over 45 and under 50, just like it is at the moment. From March, there are going to be changes made that everybody applying for the temporary transition stream through the employer nomination scheme will have to be under 45. And instead of waiting 2 years, you have to now work 3 years. That's from March 2018. However, for those that held or had applied for a visa 457 prior to the 18th of April 2017, you can still continue beyond March next year to apply for permanent residency, as long as there is a genuine position there for you and your employer is willing to continue to employ and support your sponsorship for permanent residency. So that's the good news. So if you are in Australia on a 457 visa, I'm sure there's a huge sigh of relief knowing that there is pathways still for permanent residency. And for those that perhaps didn't get a visa that applied after the changes, there's also other alternatives you may be eligible for as well for permanent residency. So if you're here in Australia on a 457, give us a call on 02 9419 5411 to find out what your eligibility is. Thank you very much, and we look forward to hearing from you.